You can see I got my quarter windows out there as well. I'm trying to figure everything out. So this right here is the metal stripping for my hood. And this, of course, is all the molding for the car, for the rocker panels and everything. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to get these polished or not. I'm going to go get an estimate, see what we're looking at. And these are the other parts. I am missing one side here. Those two on the right there, those go in the rear quarter panels, and I'm missing, I believe, the driver's side one, if I'm not mistaken. And also, there's the one that goes on my cowl. That's kind of folded a little bit, not a hard crease, but I'm going to see if they can fix that, or I may try to fix it myself. Everything we're looking at here, that's for my front windshield and rear window. And here are the wheel well moldings. Overall, they look pretty good. One of them has a little ding. The other one has a nick. Let me see if I can show you. There's a ding right there. Right there. So I know that stuff can be fixed. I'm not sure if I want to try to fix it myself. I might practice on a piece maybe. But the same one that has a ding, it also has a little nick right here. So I'm going to be figuring out what to do. All right, I just picked up all of the trim from the guy who did all the polishing for me. I tried to get him on film, but he was too shy. He's been in the business for a few decades. Works from his home now. He's retired, and he did an amazing job. Let me just show you one little corner here. I know it's still covered, but you'll get an idea. Let me show you this corner here just to get an idea. Man, it came out really, really, really good. But I'm gonna put this away for now. Hey everybody, thank you for watching Weekend Garage. So today what I'm going to work on is I'm going to work on getting the glass in on the driver's side rear quarter and the driver's side window as well. Another thing that I need to install is these, I can't remember what you call them, but these basically hold the molding in. And they bolt up. I've had them polished already. They go up along the top of the window channel there, and the molding fits into this. So I'm going to need to install these as well. And what I have laid out here basically is I have these little pads here. They're like window guides, and they have this material on them. And these basically bolt inside the door. And so when the window rolls up, it just rubs against this. So what I ended up doing, there's basically two for each side. And then there's this bracket here, one on each side. These little cloth pieces that go there, basically just replacement things. They got sticky tape on the other side. So I'm just going to clean these up here, put the new material on there, get those installed, and then I want to see how far I can get with the glass. All right, so I got this window guide all cleaned up here. It looks pretty good. I mean, for a 50-year-old part, I'm very surprised. Basically, all I did is I used this brass scraper, you know, so it doesn't mar the surface. And then I used some acetone, basically. And I just took my time. It took a minute. It didn't just come right off. And I just rubbed it until all the glue came off. So next thing I need to do, basically, is I just need to, you know, peel the adhesive back and put the strip on. And then I already put one on, but I just wanted to show you guys basically so you can see how this is turning out. You know, so if you're planning on doing something like this, you can get an idea. Basically, you just stick it on, and what it's going to do is it's going to wrap around the edge there. That's how the factory one was as well. So there you go. All right, I need to correct the terminology here. These are actually called the outer panel bearings. So there's two of them. I got one right here that I installed, and this other one goes right on the end here. And I'll give you a close-up, you know, once I get it put on. So this is the one that I just installed right here. It's just right on the other side of the door handle there, basically. And here is the other. Let me make my way down the channel here, and you can see the other one right there. And so I wanted to show you guys a close-up in the Fisher body manual. It's under the door section 6-27. And basically this is going to give an exploded view of what goes in the door. So this is pretty much the guide that I'm going by, and this is again how I realized that I was missing a couple of things. So I did have to order a couple little knickknacks, and hopefully those will be coming in very soon so I can get this done. But till then, I'm going to get to the next step. All right, so I have the door locking mechanism. This is obviously, this came off of the car, and I'm going to clean it up a little bit just with the wire brush, and I'm going to go ahead and install this. But what I wanted to show you all is these little retainer bushings here. These are all messed up, right? So what I ended up doing is inline tube actually has some. They have these door lock retainers, and I got a little pack of 4, so 2 for each door. Let me show this to you all so you can see the part number. So what I'm doing here is I'm just putting some grease here, just for this mechanism. I already put it on this side here, but I wanted you guys just to see how these things go on. They just slide on, basically. They slide over, very, very simple. You just basically squeeze it and slide it right over into position there. And so now it's all lubed up and ready to go. And I also put some on the latch, on the one that goes into the latch as well. I put some grease on that. All right, so I'm working on getting the hardware inside the door. And there's a few pieces, obviously, that I'm needing. And those just came in today. So let me show you on the diagram here. Now, I was missing the trim pad adjusting plates. They're number 3 on here. Here's 1. So mine are basically, they're kind of wore out, you know. And, you know, since I'm doing a new build here, I really want everything to be brand new. I could probably technically still use these. I mean, they still have a little bit of, they still have fabric on there. I mean, it's smashed down and stuff, but I ended up actually picking up some from inline tube, and here's the part number. And now I compared them, and they're actually just a little bit short. And this is why it's always good to keep your factory stuff to compare and then make a decision. So let me put them towards the camera there and you can see. It's a little short, so, but at the same time, I know there's adjustment. It goes on this bracket here, and this bracket does have some room for adjustment to go back and forth. So I think I'm gonna be all right. Another thing, you know, since this bracket, you know, it's rusty and stuff, I could easily media blast this and make it brand new again, and I may do that and just put it away. But I ended up actually picking up some new ones from Inline Tube as well, and here's the part number. And these brackets are basically for the door panel to hang on. And so these look pretty good. Let me make a comparison. They pretty much look identical. So I'm gonna get these put on. Another thing I wanted to show you guys is I'll show you on this one. This is basically what the assembly looks like, and then the window, when it comes down, it rubs on this little pad. This little stud, it's got like a nut welded on it or fastened to it basically in the middle, and then this nut screws on top basically to tighten it all up. Now I only have these two. I don't have, there's another set that goes in the back of the door as well. I don't have another set, so what I ended up doing, I ended up picking up some threaded rod. This is 1/4 inch 20 by 20 thread, 1/4 inch 20. And then I picked these nuts up. I've used these nuts actually on other things on the car already under the hood. They got like a built-in washer on them. So what I'm gonna do is, you know, this is roughly maybe around 1.5 inches, maybe a little less. This is 3 inch, this threaded rod. So I'm gonna cut the threaded rod in the center, and I'm gonna make my own little dilly bobber here. I also picked up some other nuts as well, 1/4 inch by 20, and I may use these for the center, and then that one with the washer on the top, just to get it to grip really good. So I'm gonna cut this in half and put it together, and we'll see how it comes out. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys. Just so you can see a little better. So I cut the threaded rod in half, right? And this is how the pad would sit basically, with the little grippers on the nut here on the pad bracket itself, right? And this is basically what the completed thing looks like. Obviously I got to take it apart to stick it on the door, but I just want you all to see the complete assembly, right? So the bracket will go on top of this, and then this nut with the washer will go on top, and it'll fit on the door like that. So when the window comes down, it can rub on here, and then of course the door panel will hang on this. So I'm gonna get it put together and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so you see I have it installed in the door here, and basically the little tab sticks up here, got the nut down there, and then this part just lays on top like that. Then I put the nut down. Now there's going to need to be some adjustment obviously, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys so you can get an idea. You know, again, I had to go look at some of my videos, how everything was there, how it was before I took it apart. So I'm just kind of letting it sit there. When I install the door panels, obviously I'll get a little more into detail on that. But I wanted you to see that this goes in the back, and there's a different one that goes in the front, and I'll show you that one as well. Let me get that one installed. For the front of the door here, this is a different size bracket. It's a different style bracket, I guess I should say. And this will just go here. And again, I'm just gonna stick this on there. And once it's time to put the door panels on, that's really when I'll have to be focusing on these brackets and how they're gonna be positioned, if I need to move them up or down or whatever. But other than that, that should be it on that side, for this door here. So the problem that I'm running into right now is, See if I can show you guys. I've already got grease on my fingers. There's a little lever in there. Right there where my finger is. That lever where my finger is right there goes to here, goes up to here. It's binding. Now I can stick my hand in there and you know, make it go up and down and all that. That's not a problem. It's just binding, so I got to figure that one out. But other than that, you know, I'm done with most of the door hardware. I'm going to put the mirror in next. All right, so I was getting ready to install my mirror, and the more I was looking at this, I thought it was in better shape. You know, it is in good shape, but I mean, this car is a SEMA quality car. I mean, honestly, everything is just immaculate on it. So this is a daily driver mirror. It doesn't have any chips or anything like that in it, but if you look at it closely, which I don't think you're going to be able to see, there's just minor, very, very minor imperfections on the chrome. So I'm going to probably I'm just going to box this up, and I'm going to just get another mirror. Another thing, I need the little escutcheon that goes here on the door with the little lever controller thing. I don't have that. So that's basically, I looked it up, and a repop is like $50. So why not just spend a little bit more and get a remote mirror? Just all brand new. So I'm going to go ahead and get a new mirror, and I'm just going to move on to the next step. All right, so on to the next dilemma. Okay, so my window felts here for the door, I ordered the wrong ones. Yeah. And basically, I ordered them back in November, but this is the brand, and I actually called the manufacturer, and they helped me select the proper window felts. And I'll explain that to you here in a second, just so you know. So some of the Monte Carlos came with what's called a reveal molding. It's basically strip, you know, chrome molding strip that goes right here along the top. Now there are specific window felts for that application, and that's what I have. But the car did not come with the reveal molding. These are pretty much not going to work for me. And basically, let me open this up, because I reached out to my guys at the First Generation Monte Carlo Club and talked to them just to get some guidance on a couple of things, because I couldn't figure out, because these just looked a lot different. And I'm going to show you right now, just so you can understand the window felts, so you don't run into the same issue that I did. So this kit that I bought basically comes with all the window felts, inners and outers. So the inner felt basically would go on the door panel. Now this is the door panel felt. The door panel felt has chrome on it, right? But this goes on the door panel itself. Now the outer felt is supposed to have chrome on it as well for the 70 and 71 Monte Carlo. Generally speaking, it's supposed to have chrome on the felt. So this felt here does not have any chrome. It would just go there, and there's no chrome. Reason being is because the chrome itself is supposed to lay over the top here. But this car does not have that option. Now that was an option for 70 and 71. But for 72, it actually came with the reveal molding. So these felts are, I'm going to use, well, I'm not going to use any actually, because I looked at my door panels and I'm not going to use them. I'm going to buy some new ones. So. Okay, so here is my passenger side door panel. And, you know, unfortunately, it's not going to make the cut. Neither is the driver's side. I mean, it's in pretty good condition. My issue with it, though, is that it's warped. It's warped in these areas, and you know, gotten wet over the years. And I could clean it up and stuff. And you know, I would say it's overall a pretty good, decent door panel for a daily driver. But unfortunately, it's not going to make the cut for my build. Let me grab the driver's side so you can see. Okay, here's the driver's side door panel. Again, it's okay. I mean, it really doesn't look bad. It hasn't been cleaned up. It's been wrapped up in a bag, put away, both of them. But unfortunately, it's not going to make the cut for my build. And I'll show you guys the back of it as well. And here's the back of it. It is missing a brace. There's like a steel brace for the pull handle here that goes across there, and that's not a big deal. I mean, you can make one basically with a piece of steel, not a problem at all. But unfortunately, this is not going to make the cut, so I'm gonna be looking for some new door panels. Okay, now next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can get the weather stripping on around the upper part of the door. And I did get my chrome back from the chrome polisher. Everything came out amazing. But there's a few things that need to be fixed. Basically, this goes along the driver's side door on the top here, and the actual weather stripping pushes up in here. And there's this little bracket here that's supposed to be, I believe, to make sure that everything's in line when the window's rolled up and all of that, so the window's not rattling. That's what I believe this bracket's for, but it's all wore out. And also this little plastic piece, it's called like a blowout thing, like a window blowout thingamajiggy. But anyways, I need to replace this, and I need to replace this bracket too. These are riveted on, so I'm just gonna have to drill out the rivets. Again, inline tube, here's a part number. They make these little brackets here that are coated in rubber. So I'm gonna replace these, and also I have those little plastic things I was showing you. They're called like a blowout guide or something, like blowout clip. Window guide blowout clip. So I have these as well, and I'm going to replace those again. Those are riveted in. So I'm going to get these replaced. Also, there's special screws that you need, and basically this screws up on, above the window jamb up there, and then the molding goes, the weather stripping goes in here, and you need special screws. These are the screws needed. They're basically little screws with a big fat head on them, and but this is what you use for all of that stuff there. So I'm going to get to working on getting those parts replaced out of that, and then let's see how everything turned out. All right, well, this turned out pretty good. I ended up taking off the old worn out piece here, and I riveted a new one on. And this blowout piece here, I removed that one and installed the new one. This one was pretty interesting because the old one was riveted in, and this one didn't have any provisions or any holes to put screws. So the old one has holes, basically provisions for rivets. The new one basically has like plastic indentations on it where it sticks out, basically. And I basically just put it over the holes where the rivets went in, basically, and just got a soldering iron and melted the plastic here that's sticking out. So hopefully that's going to fasten it okay. And everything turned out really nice. Again, this is the old one here. It's all worn out. And, again, I just cut the rivets out, drilled them out, basically. So we're good to go here. So there's another section that I need to install one of these things on. So here's the other piece of polished chrome here, where I have this other support that needs to be replaced. So I'm going to do the same. Basically, I'm just going to drill out the rivets and install the factory shop manual, basically for Fisher body. It's talking about installing like a weather strip tape, and that's what this is right here. It's in decent shape. There's some areas missing, so I'm going to see what I can figure out to kind of overlay something else on top of here, just to give it extra, you know, cushion so we're not scratching. All right, so I got this part replaced here, this little guide. That was pretty simple. Now I got to figure out what kind of tape I'm going to put right here, what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to get this installed. Okay, so I have an idea. Okay, so as I had mentioned, you know, on the top of this trim here, there's some foam tape that was laid down. And I can't find anything like that. It was probably a factory thing. It's in pretty good shape, but it's missing some spots. So here's my idea that I think is going to work out pretty good is I picked up basically a silicone gasket. It's kind of like, you know, something you put on your door jamb. So see, it's got an adhesive on one side, and then there's the rubber on the other side. But really, you could smash it all the way down, and it doesn't really stick up. So I think I'm going to basically roll this across the top right here. This way I'll get a good seal. And not only that, the rubber's going to seal better than the foam anyways. Okay, so I have it put on here. I'm going to install it now and see how it turns out. So basically, you know, again, it might look a little puffy, but it pushes down flat. And I kind of just pushed it on the car there, set it up, test fit it, and I think it's going to work out okay. So I'm going to install it right now. And again, one thing to consider, this is rubber. So this is going to give you a really good seal. So it's going to definitely, you know, be more weatherproof than foam. So anyways, I'm going to get this put on. Let's see how it turns out. Okay, here's the final product. It went on really nice. What I did is I used an awl to stick through first, being that rubber sealer tape that I put over, obviously I covered the holes too. So I just stuck an awl in to find my hole, and everything turned out good. All right, now that was a bit of an ordeal, but I did end up getting the weather strip installed. Came out really nice. I'm very happy, and I'm very, very happy that I was able to get these things swapped out here, these little guide things. So everything looks really good. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.